If you are watching this, it means that you survived the lunar eclipse, the start to the Mercury retrograde pre-shadow, the solar storm, and the spring equinox. But we still have the solar eclipse coming up, and officially Mercury retrograde starting on the 1st. So let's pull some tarot about it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm already feeling the effects of Mercury retrograde. My emotions have been all over the place. I'll feel fine one day and feel like everything's going in a fine direction, and then the next day just have a mental breakdown and lose it. So which I guess that's not really too different from the rest of the year, but Mercury retrograde is what I'm blaming it on right now. If you want a more detailed reading on how this next astrological period could affect you, I did do 3 different readings last week for the modalities for the fixed signs, cardinal signs, and mutable signs, and that is on my TikTok as well, so definitely go check those out. You are actually about to enter the happiest period of your life. You're about to be able to have your cake and eat it too. And there's going to be a lot of quick motion, quick movement, and quick action on your part that's going to happen very quickly. And you're going to enter a space where you no longer have to wish for things or want for things. You're going to have everything that you want. The reason, though, is because of the fact that you have been through what you've been through and you're ready for it. There's just still some catching up that's having to happen where you're having to realize that you are ready for it. You're having to catch up to the lessons that you've learned and fully accept what they mean for you. And because of that, you may start to feel a little discouraged, if you don't see the evidence of things happening around you, but they are happening. You just don't see them right this second. You're afraid that you're not strong enough. You're afraid that you're not strong enough or not worthy enough to, and not even worthy, it's just not capable enough. Maybe that's the right word. It's you feel like you're not capable enough of being in a space where you don't have to wait for things, you don't have to want for things, you don't have to see things coming in and just sitting there waiting. And it's that you have to fully hurdle over. Once you can fully accept that you are strong enough, which you're about to prove to yourself that you're strong enough. Something is about to come in to your life that you're about to have to jump onto because it's an opportunity you can't pass up. And when that happens, you'll be proving to yourself right then that you are strong enough and capable enough. It's just that you've been acting in places before where you didn't have the resources that you needed, and you've been constantly waiting on those resources. But the resources are about to come in. They're about to hit, and when that happens is whenever you'll be entering the happiest part of your life, one of the happiest phases of your life. Some of you may be tapping into some forebodingness and some fear, specifically around not thinking that certain things are going to happen that it looks like they're going to happen. And this is just confirmation that you're not going into a tower moment. You're not going into a moment of loss. You're not going into a moment of realignment. You've already been through that. You went through that, and now you're here. You had to go through that to get to where you are. So it just wouldn't make sense, logically speaking, or even just plot wise, it would not make sense for you to have to go through 2 of those back to back. So try to find comfort in that, but also pay attention to your dreams. There's something very specific here about whenever you're sleeping, messages coming to you and things that you may need to be aware of for yourself internally. And ultimately, try to practice patience right now. Try to temper those worries and temper that doubt, because all it's going to do is psych you out to where you might do something that's going to throw you off a little bit when these good opportunities come to you. And you don't want to be tied up and busy. You want to be free to go hop on these opportunities, because they're going to be really cool ones. If you are struggling with feeling stuck right now, you're being moved away from the things that you have sort of grounded yourself in, which is making everything else kind of wait its turn. So once you're fully away from the things that you have found yourself grounded in that aren't really meant for you, that's whenever the things are going to come in. And it looks like it's going to happen very quickly. You just are feeling a little negative because you've been waiting for a little while. You're being discouraged because there isn't a lot of quick movement happening around you when you finally feel ready and you feel like you've let go. And you can see yourself moving away from the things that aren't meant for you. You're all right, I'm about to take this leap of faith and take a step, so what's going to catch me? But you won't know what's going to catch you until you leap. So that's what's happening right now, is you're about to leap and you're getting ready to leap, you're preparing to leap, but you just have to actually leap. And once you leap, you'll see what's there to catch you. Really, this time right now that you're exiting to go into one of the happiest times of your life, it's just a reflection of the work that you've been doing really for the past several years. You've been breaking a lot of generational chains and moving away from what is not meant for you, and turning your back towards what's not meant to you without turning your heart away from it. Because if you turn your heart away from it, that builds negativity, resentment, just a sour feeling, and you don't want that. So you've allowed yourself to still sit in the feelings that seem more positive toward what it is that you're leaving, or the love or the empathy for the situations or the people, but you are still moving away from them because you realize that you are worth more and you deserve more, because you've gotten really good at cutting down the things that would stand in your way, or just simply moving around them. you're now in this place where you are fully acting on like wisdom and knowledge and wit and like, you know, strategy and things like that. But you had to get to a place where you wouldn't leave your empathy behind and where you wouldn't be defensive. Because if you're defensive and then you act off defensive, or you do an offensive move out of like defensive feelings, then you're just gonna end up back at square one, and you might end up like being in a place where you're too emotional or acting too much off of emotion. But you're finally in this place now where it's like, I can balance it. I can do it all, and I can act off of what I know is best for me while also feeling in my gut what I still love and want and what may come back around for me in the future, but just isn't meant for me right now. All right, if this message aligns with you, it will find you, and if it doesn't, keep scrolling. It costs $0 to mind your own business, I promise. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can go to my Etsy store, Mage Farms. Thanks so much and have an awesome day.